Hello, my name is Melanie Colvin, and I teach English 3 and English 4 at Grambling High School. And so when we had the assignment to analyze the curriculum, what I chose to analyze was the Louisiana Department of Education's English 3 curriculum. English 3 is a class that is American literature, and it's taught to juniors. And juniors are typically around the age of 16 to 17 years old. Okay, on this particular website I used the Wix, which is a Web 2.0 tool, and it's basically a website-based online template of websites that you can manipulate and manage. At the bottom of this home page, I created a link to the Department of Education, which their website is louisianabelieves.com, and I also created links to Common Core because this curriculum is based to Common Core, it's connected to Common Core. I also created a link to Edmodo because that is where we receive a lot of our training on the Common Core and where we link up with other teachers to get ideas about how to do the activities that's in the curriculum. I also created a link to the Teacher Support Toolbox, which takes you directly to the curriculum. And I also created a link to ELA Shifts and Guidebook Informational PowerPoint. You see, this is a new curriculum because prior to 2014, we used GLEs in English 3 and English 4. And it was not really until the 2014-2015 school year that the Common Core curriculum was really infused into high school. So this is practically a new curriculum. Okay? A little bit about the curriculum. It was created by a group of educators, and the creation process began kind of in 2010 because that is really when they started phasing out GLEs, and which are grade level expectations. Common Core state standards were being introduced into the state of Louisiana. So there was a little bit of time period where teachers really didn't know what to use. They were told to basically go away from the books in their classroom, come up with their own information and own units, and create kind of modules to go by. But it was not until this year that Louisiana Department of Education provided teachers with what they call guidebooks. And that is what we use as the curriculum now. There's an ELA guidebook for K through 12. And the high school guidebook services grades 9 through 12. So specifically, the 11th grade curriculum you can find in that high school guidebook. Okay? The document was produced by special education teachers, English language arts teachers, social studies teachers, curriculum developers, and administrators. All of the employees that actually created this document, their range of experience was kind of like 3 years to about 23 years. They also brought in consultants to kind of handle the curriculum because other states have used the Common Core curriculum a lot sooner than Louisiana did. So we had consultants come in from other states to help us with this, and also regional employees of different regions in Louisiana helped out. This link right here, if you click this link, it goes straight to the Teacher Support Toolbox, where not only do you have all of the curriculum for ELA, but you can specifically go to direct grades, and I'll show you that in just a moment. This curriculum is a little different because it has a lot of different academic vocabulary that we haven't been used to as far as teachers go. I mean, we haven't been used to some of the words that are used in the Common Core. So I have created a link over here, and if you click that picture, you can review the academic vocabulary associated with this curriculum. If you look at the bottom of this page, this is the recommended year-long scope and sequence for the 11th grade. One of the vocabulary terms that I'm talking about, us being unfamiliar with, is what you call anchor text. Every unit has an anchor text. Basically, it is a text that relates back to everything that you're doing during that unit. So you'll see that anchor texts are right here, and here are the different units. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now teachers are required to at least cover 4 of those 5 units. If they get to the 5th unit, it is okay. You see that each, this year at glance, it has the unit focus there, and it also tells you the text complexity. It lets you know if it's very complex, moderately complex. And some of the actual units in the earlier grades will just say simple, okay? It also talks about content standards that are covered, and then the recommended time frame of the year. That's important as far as the curriculum goes, because you'll see that it says the very complex text, you should cover that at the beginning to the middle of the year. And the moderately complex text, you would cover at the end of the year, middle of the year, and some is beginning of the year because it can coordinate with U.S. history. So you see this curriculum really thinks about infusing information across the curriculum, okay, in different subjects. So this is just the 11th grade unit year at a glance. Now I will go back up to the academic vocabulary now, and I will show you some of the terms that's used. Culminating writing task, a cold read assessment, fishbowl, exit ticket. Some of those terms we had not been familiar with, and we did get training on all of those. Extension task. The cold read assessment is used in every unit right at the beginning because it kind of prepares students for tests, and it also gives them something that they've never seen with a higher lexile that they normally have. And this is something that they will have to read for the first time and analyze it themselves. And you usually generally give them about 2 days to do this because we're trying to introduce more complex text to students. Okay. Next, I want to show you the curriculum units. For 11th grade, the curriculum units. We have the American Dream, which is an anchor text, the Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court, which is anchor text, Undaunted Courage, which is an anchor text, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, anchor text, and Our Town by Thornton Wilder. That's an anchor text. Now, each one of these, I've linked the units to them. So, if you take a look at the Scarlet Letter, you click that, here's the unit that comes up. Okay? This is what you call the Scarlet Letter unit with the anchor text of the Scarlet Letter. The actual guidebook comes in a book because some teachers like to have the book where they can actually flip through and read it. But I like the online version of it because, as you can see, you have links. And since you have links, it's easy for students to incorporate technology, because my dream would be a class full of students to have iPads so that I can just say, let's go to Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, and them be able to click that, okay? It makes it easy for teachers to access the material that's actually being assigned. So if you'll take a look at this, if you take a look at Sinners in the Hand of an Angry God, once that is clicked, it actually loads it for you. So it's a digital copy of the actual unit. Okay? So each one of those units are just simply like that. And I like the way it's laid out because of this reason. It gives you all of the Common Core standards that are being addressed. It also gives you a focus of the unit. It also gives you all of the text that you will be using. It also gives some music and art infusion. And it gives you a little unit focus. And it also goes on and lets you know lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And you can actually, you see that these are clickable lessons. So basically, you can just go to lesson 1, and you'll see here is the text description This one was focused on the minister's black veil and centers of the hands of the angry God. You see how that all goes in, and all of that can relate back to the scarlet letter, which is the anchor text. It can relate time period. You can relate the sin, minister's black veil, secret sin, symbolism, all of that kind of stuff. So you can basically see how this is a pretty good curriculum for English 3. The last thing that I do want to show you is how you use this as far as the teacher support toolbox goes. When you click on this, it takes you to the Louisiana Believes website, and here is your K-12 ELA planning resources, and you have your ELA guidebook K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and then the high school. You can download the entire thing if you would like to, or it gives you sample unit plans right here that you can access. Okay? Thank you very much.